Welcome back to Canadian Justice, where we're chatting with MP Melissa Lantsman about the current chaos at Canadian airports. Melissa, obviously I'm a lawyer focused on constitutional issues. I want to ask your perspective. Is there a constitutional problem here with some of these travel restrictions? We obviously have a charter guaranteed right to mobility, to enter, remain in, and leave Canada, to take up residence in different provinces. That's protected by Section 6. Is that right engaged by any of these restrictions?
Yeah, look, I am not a lawyer, but I do see what's happening right in front of me. I do hear from constituents and now from all Canadians saying that their mobility rights have been restricted. And I do see what's happening in other countries and where that's not happening. I think it might be happening in North Korea, but I'm not sure that that's the bar that we should set for ourselves in terms of mobility rights. I do see that this is hurting the economy. I do see that this is tearing families apart. And I do see that this is driving people out of this country. So as a politician and not a lawyer, I got to be really concerned about this. And I got to be concerned and ask the right questions of the government, who has not provided a good reason why they are not letting people on airplanes, on trains, and on federally regulated sort of pieces of infrastructure that get them from A to B.
I want to clear up something that I do hear a lot of. The question basically is, can you leave Canada if you are not vaccinated?
Well, it's it's a good question. It's going to be based on a carrier. You can leave, and you can leave by car. The question is you can always come back as a citizen, but there's a whole bunch of rules that get engaged. You've got to have a quarantine plan, believe it or not, for 14 days. Even though we've done away with the 14-day requirement a long time ago, and you've got to test when you come in. So they're always going to protect your right to come in as a Canadian citizen, so to come back. But you can leave, and you can leave by car, and you can leave by foot. But we don't want you doing that, and we want you to come back. Unless it's for a vacation, then go nuts.
What about exemptions from this vaccine requirement for domestic planes and I guess international planes as well? Are there exemptions for people who, for example, can't be vaccinated for a medical reason, or who have declined vaccination for if they believe in faith healing, for example? Are there exemptions for those people?
So presumably there are on paper. And I've just never seen one. And you can imagine that, sort of being a vocal opponent of this policy from the government, we get a lot of people calling our office, and we've never been successful with the government or any single carrier to get a single medical exemption for somebody to get on a plane. So yes, they do exist in theory, but they do not exist in practice. And I would love to be proven wrong on that. And furthermore, I'd love to know how they got the exemption, because we've been trying.
Wow. That's a lot. I mean, I've worked on the issue of medical exemptions for people who can't be vaccinated in British Columbia, people who have had adverse reactions and things like that. And certainly the British Columbia government has treated them in an incredibly heavy-handed way and not been very accommodating of these individuals at all, which is why we brought the challenge in court there. So it's really troubling to hear that you're having the same experience with the federal government. So last question, we've got a minute left, and I'm asking this question a little bit selfishly since I have travel plans in the next month for summer vacation. What's your advice for someone who needs to travel soon if they don't want to have a terrible experience at the airport?
Yeah, look, we're going to continue to push on this. I'm the last one to give you travel advice, but it says to go 3 hours early and just expect the delays if somebody in the federal government doesn't do something about this. So we're going to continue pushing before your vacation, before everybody's vacation, to make sure that we don't have to have this conversation.
Well, I certainly hope that it is resolved for all the travel I have coming up, and which I imagine you have as well as a busy member of Parliament for Thornhill. Melissa, thank you so much for coming on today. It's been a really interesting conversation. I hope that you're successful. I'm obviously invested in this. I don't like waiting in lines. I don't think any of our viewers enjoy waiting in lines at airports either. So I appreciate your hard work pushing for this.
We gotcha.